If you kiss me again, my brother will destroy everything you built. Naomi Carter's warning struck the marble kitchen like a gunshot. Ethan Park stood inches from her, one hand braced beside her waist. At 36, the tall Korean-American billionaire was famous for making ruthless decisions without blinking. Now Naomi saw the fight in his eyes and heard it in his breathing. From the living room, Marcus laughed into his phone, unaware his best friend and younger sister stood one heartbeat from betrayal. Ethan lowered his voice. Then tell me to leave. Naomi held his gaze. I have been asking you to stop leaving. Footsteps approached. Ethan moved away just before Marcus entered. 3 weeks earlier, she had never imagined one kiss could threaten a family, a friendship, and an empire. She had returned to New York after studying creative writing in Chicago. At 23, she was beautiful, ambitious, and tired of being treated like a child. She had deep brown skin, amber eyes, a curvy figure, and long black hair. She dreamed of writing about women who survived being underestimated. Instead, she could not stop thinking about Ethan Park. Ethan had been Marcus's best friend for nearly 10 years. Together, they had built a cybersecurity company into a billion-dollar empire. To Marcus, Ethan was family. To Naomi, he had become dangerous. At dinners, Ethan remained distant. Yet his eyes followed Naomi. His jaw tightened when another man made her laugh. And he always left when they were alone. One Saturday, Marcus mentioned leaving a fountain pen at Ethan's Central Park penthouse. Naomi volunteered to return it. Marcus never asked why she changed twice before leaving. Ethan opened the door in black training pants and a fitted gray shirt. His short hair was damp, and his strong build looked more imposing without a suit. Naomi, why are you here this early? She raised the pen. Marcus forgot this. Ethan took it, but she did not leave. Behind him, the spotless penthouse had no photographs or signs that anyone had ever laughed there. Naomi stepped inside. You look like you need coffee. You came without warning, and now you are giving orders? She smiled. You are still going to make it. To her surprise, he did. Ethan measured the coffee and warmed the cups carefully. Who taught you to do all that? Naomi asked. His expression softened. My mother. She believed every morning should begin with care. Does she live nearby? Ethan looked down. She died 6 years ago. The flirtation vanished from her face. I am sorry. She saw the lonely man beneath the money. Ethan admitted the penthouse had felt silent since his mother's death. Naomi said silence became dangerous when it convinced someone no one was coming. He studied her. Why are you really here? She set down her cup. Because you keep pretending you feel nothing when I am near you. His shoulders stiffened. You are Marcus's sister. I am also a grown woman. This conversation ends now. She moved closer. Your words say no, Ethan. Your eyes never do. For 1 second, his gaze fell to her lips. Then he stepped back. Go home, Naomi. She entered the elevator, but before the doors closed, she saw him still watching her. Naomi returned for help researching her novel. Then, she brought jollof rice. Later, she used his office when her internet failed. Ethan complained, but always opened the door. Their conversation slowly changed. Naomi learned that Ethan barely slept and trusted no one. He believed people admired his wealth, not him. Ethan learned that she wrote poetry when afraid, hated thunderstorms, and wanted her novel to give forgotten women dignity. One evening, they watched Manhattan glitter below. You built all this, Naomi said, but you do not look happy. Happiness was never part of the plan. Then your plan was incomplete. He turned toward her. You make everything difficult. No, I make it honest. If you have listened to the story till now, we thank you from the heart. Just one request, subscribe to our channel for more dramatic and emotional content in the future from us. Let's start again. By the end of the second week, Ethan had stopped asking why Naomi came. One morning, he opened the door before she knocked twice. What is today's excuse? I do not have one. I just wanted to see you. After a long pause, he stepped aside. That morning, Ethan showed her a hidden library where rare books covered the walls. Naomi stopped before a first edition of her favorite novel. You remembered? You mentioned it once at dinner. That was 8 months ago. His voice became quiet. I remember everything you say. The words changed the air. Ethan stood behind her, fighting what he could no longer hide. I cannot focus when you are here. When you leave, I wait for you. I have tried to stop this before it ruins everything. You mean before it ruins your friendship with Marcus? Yes. And what about us? He touched her cheek. You are 13 years younger than me. I know my age. Marcus trusts me. So do I. Ethan leaned closer. His phone rang. Marcus's name appeared on the screen, and Ethan pulled away as if the sound had burned him. Naomi stepped back. I am done chasing someone who is only honest when no one is watching. She left before he could answer. The next evening, Marcus hosted his birthday dinner in Brooklyn Heights. Naomi wore red. Ethan arrived in a white shirt and dark trousers, barely meeting her eyes. Every glance carried the library's unfinished moment. Marcus raised his glass. To Ethan, the only man I trust to protect this family when I am not around. Ethan's fingers tightened around his drink. Naomi understood. His distance was not rejection. He feared becoming the man Marcus would call a traitor. Later, Marcus left the table to answer a business call. Ethan went into the kitchen. Naomi followed him. This has to stop, he said. Then stop looking at me as if I belong in your arms. I am trying to protect you. No. You are protecting yourself. Ethan turned. If I cross this line, I could lose the closest friend I have. And if you keep pretending, you may lose me. His control broke. Ethan pulled Naomi against him and kissed her. The kiss carried weeks of fear and desire. Naomi gripped his shirt as if she had waited her whole life for it. When they separated, Ethan rested his forehead against hers. We tell him tomorrow. No secrets, Naomi said. Footsteps sounded in the hallway. They moved apart before Marcus returned. At the door that night, Ethan caught Naomi's hand. I love you. That is why I am afraid. She squeezed his fingers. Then be afraid with me. The next morning, they called Marcus over. He noticed their joined hands. Ethan spoke first. Naomi and I are in love. Marcus stared at him. You were supposed to protect her. I would never take advantage of her. She is 13 years younger than you. Naomi stood. I chose this. Marcus turned toward her. You do not understand what this could cost. I understand. I am standing here anyway. Marcus faced Ethan again. How long have you been lying to me? We kissed for the first time last night. Before that, I fought it. Marcus laughed bitterly. You want credit for almost betraying me? No. I want responsibility for loving her honestly. You are older, richer, and more powerful. You could destroy her. Ethan did not look away. I know she writes when she cannot sleep. I know she hides during thunderstorms and wants her stories to give forgotten people a voice. I know her, Marcus. I am not asking to control her life. I am asking you to believe I will honor it. Marcus looked at his sister. She did not seem confused or manipulated. She looked certain. After a long silence, he sat down. I cannot bless this today. But I need time, and I will not decide while I am angry. Then he faced Ethan. If you hurt her, our friendship will be the smallest thing you lose. Ethan nodded. I understand. The following weeks were difficult. Marcus stopped visiting and his calls with Ethan became formal. Ethan never asked Naomi to choose. He encouraged her to protect her bond with Marcus, and that mattered more than any promise. Meanwhile, Naomi filled the penthouse with books, African paintings, music, and late-night cooking. Ethan read every page she wrote and introduced her to publishers without trying to buy her success. Naomi taught him to leave work before midnight and spend Sundays away from his phone. Laughter became natural inside his home. 3 months later, Marcus arrived without warning. Naomi was reading her manuscript while Ethan washed dishes. When she lost her place, Ethan repeated the final sentence from memory. Marcus watched them move with the ease of people who had become a home. Naomi finally noticed him. Marcus. He stepped inside. I was afraid you would disappear inside his life. Naomi closed the manuscript. I did not disappear. He helped me become louder. Marcus looked at Ethan. And you? Ethan glanced at Naomi. She is the reason I finally have a life outside my company. Marcus's anger began to loosen. He faced his sister. You are happy? I am. Marcus extended his hand to Ethan. Then you have my blessing. Ethan accepted it, but Marcus pulled him closer. This does not cancel my warning. I would not expect it to. Naomi embraced her brother, and the final wall between them came down. 1 year later, Ethan brought Naomi to the library. Her completed novel rested beside the rare first edition. Ethan took her hand. You entered my home with an excuse and turned every part of my life into something real. He lowered himself onto one knee. Marry me, Naomi. She did not hesitate. Yes. They married in a private garden overlooking the Pacific Ocean in Santa Barbara. As best man, Marcus admitted that love had forced him to see Naomi as a woman, not the little sister he remembered. Later, beneath warm lights, Naomi and Ethan danced while the ocean moved beyond the garden. She smiled up at him. You knew I did not come for that fountain pen. Ethan pulled her closer. I knew the moment you refused to leave. Their love began with temptation, but survived through honesty, responsibility, and respect. 6 months later, Naomi published her novel. Ethan kept the first signed copy beside the book that proved how carefully he had listened. His home was no longer silent. It held unfinished pages, shared coffee, family dinners, and laughter. Naomi believed the hardest part of their story was behind them. She was wrong. She thought it was over. Then, the envelope arrived. No return address, no name, just 4 words. We know what happened. Part 2 is coming. Subscribe to Black Voices, Untold, so you are there when it does.